Failure is not an option here. Not because it sounds dramatic, but because the system does not understand forgiveness. What is built inside this factory does not protect moments, it protects continuities. Cities that never stop moving, hospitals that cannot go dark, transit tunnels that never empty. This system is designed for a day that may never come and must still be ready when it does. Nothing here reacts. Everything anticipates. The scale makes hesitation impossible. One decision here ripples outward through thousands of buildings, through streets, stations, and sealed concrete corridors, through places where people will never see what keeps them safe. There is no urgency in the air, because urgency belongs to failure, and failure is planned for long before it happens. Pipes stretch overhead in clean lines. They do not hurry. They do not compete. They exist to remain dependable long after attention fades. Pressure holds steady. Indicators do not fluctuate. Movement is constant, measured, repeatable. Humans stand nearby, but they are not the center. They observe, they verify, they step back. This system does not rely on heroics. It relies on consistency. Redundancy is everywhere, not because something will fail, but because something eventually could. Twin pumps run side by side, not racing, not straining, prepared to take over without drama. The system continues even when nothing changes, especially then, because real danger does not announce itself. It arrives quietly, and this system must already be awake. What moves forward does so without approval gestures, without celebration, because permission was decided earlier, embedded into process. A finished unit advances because it has earned the right to exist, not because someone pushed it. Connections lock into place without hands. Interfaces meet cleanly. Pressure equalizes without resistance. This is not departure, it is extension. The factory does not end at its walls, it reaches underground, into city mains, into sealed infrastructure that mirrors the same logic. Hospitals wait without alarms. Transit tunnels remain dry and quiet. Residential hydrants stand idle. Life above continues unaware. That is the goal. Back inside, control rooms glow softly. Data updates line by line. Nothing spikes. Nothing surprises. Engineers do not react to success. Success is assumed. Anything else would require attention. Even warnings are quiet. Thresholds approach limits. Backups prepare, and then return to rest. Nothing escalates, because escalation means something was missed earlier. Valves rotate only enough to prove they can. Then they settle back into silence. Reservoirs equalize. Pumps remain still but ready. No one watches them closely. Parallel systems mirror the primary one. Identical values, identical readiness. Prepared to disappear into service. This is preparation without tension. Responsibility without noise. And responsibility begins long before assembly. It begins with trust. Materials arrive sealed, heavy, unimpressed by urgency. They wait to be judged. This space does not welcome everything. It filters. Crates move only when allowed. Rails dictate path and speed. Nothing drifts, nothing wanders. Scanning replaces assumption. Light sweeps across steel. Codes appear. Histories surface. Approval is silent, digital, unemotional. Materials enter corridors that do not forgive contamination. Humidity stabilizes. Temperature settles. Humans walk alongside, never inside. Isolation follows. Doors close. Time slows. Nothing happens until permission is earned. This pause matters. It strips authority from impatience. Engraved markings tell quiet stories. Fire ratings, endurance limits, municipal contracts with reality. Lasers trace edges. Thickness confirms honesty. Geometry reveals intent. Anomalies are not argued with, they are redirected, quietly removed. The line continues without them. Clearance is not celebration, it is simply continuation. Robotic arms lift with care, sensors adjust grip, loads balance themselves. Humans watch from behind barriers. Their role is understanding, not intervention. Materials rest in controlled air. Nothing sweats, nothing warps. Condition is monitored continuously. Not because failure is expected, but because trust must remain current. Components are separated by purpose. Valves apart from pipes. Housings given space. Nothing touches without intent. Verification sweeps once more, then stops. Trust is sealed. Movement resumes. What was raw is no longer raw. It has been allowed to become structure, and structure is where discipline turns into protection. Approved components enter the assembly zone without ceremony. They arrive without momentum, without urgency, already filtered, already trusted. The floor beneath them absorbs vibration before it can travel. Uncertainty is removed at the surface. Nothing is left to chance. Nothing moves immediately. Position comes first. Exact position. Each component stops at a coordinate that does not negotiate. Not close enough. Correct. Tools wait where they always wait. Calibrated, silent, patient. Engineers read data streams, not metal surfaces. Hands stay away. Eyes stay sharp. Guides rise slowly. Movement begins in millimeters, sometimes less. Surfaces approach each other without force. Gaskets settle evenly. No compression hides imbalance. Sensors confirm contact across every edge. If geometry disagrees, the process stops. Time does not argue. Torque builds gradually. Fasteners seat without shock. Pressure distributes itself. Numbers stabilize. Limits hold. Nothing exceeds comfort. Once locked, nothing returns for adjustment. Second chances belong to design, not people. Secondary modules arrive next, matching in size, matching in intent. They face the primary unit across narrow gaps. Interdependence becomes physical. Sealing surfaces move inward under controlled compression. Elastomers deform evenly. Symmetry decides closure. Redundant pathways attach beside the primary route, separate, independent, prepared to be invisible. Cables follow channels molded into the structure. No bends fight geometry. No overlap creates confusion. Connectors engage with firm, even pressure. Indicator lights wake quietly. Data begins moving. The system starts talking to itself, constantly, without drama. More channels join. More interfaces lock. Complexity increases without clutter. Inspection happens automatically. Thermal scans pass. Pressure values hold steady. Redundant fasteners engage one by one. Each assumes the other may fail. Calibration surrounds the assembly. Reference standards align. Adjustments occur without touch. Values converge. Drift disappears. Limits are accepted. When calibration locks, tools withdraw. Hands never return. The system stands alone. It is ready to be challenged. The environment changes. Open space gives way to concrete. Sound dampens. Isolation sharpens attention. This chamber exists for truth. Couplings engage without hands. Seals compress evenly. Observation begins. Pressure rises in stages. Needles move smoothly. Nothing flinches. Pipelines hold their shape. Surfaces reveal no fractures. Sensors speak continuously. Flow testing begins. Liquid moves cleanly. Laminar. Predictable. Secondary channels activate under offset timing. Load shifts internally. Balance remains intact. Heat builds slowly. Materials expand together. No junction betrays weakness. Localized stress targets critical points.
Protection holds. Integrity remains unchanged. Pressure surges arrive without warning. Valves respond inside limits. Energy dissipates where it was designed to go. One channel goes silent by intention. The system notices instantly. Alternate routes open without delay. Conflicting data appears. Logic filters noise. Consistency survives. Electrical load increases across all modules. Distribution remains even. No drop, no drift. Time stretches. Hours compress into sameness. The system does not tire. Shutdown triggers abruptly. Valves close in sequence. Pressure releases safely. Restart follows without reset. Stress leaves no memory. Obstructions appear. Sensors detect them instantly. Flow stabilizes downstream. Combined stress arrives together. Pressure, heat, load. Nothing breaks character. When stress withdraws, nothing lingers. Baseline returns clean. Final scans pass across every surface. No fatigue, no compromise. The chamber opens. The system looks unchanged, because strength leaves no visible mark. Validation begins quietly. Serial numbers are scanned. Histories align. Records close their loops. Compliance documents generate automatically. Pressure ratings, response times, tolerance margins. Independent inspectors confirm what data already knows. No discussion follows. Approval arrives without sound. Status changes permanently. Packaging respects geometry. Nothing is squeezed. Nothing is improvised. Protective barriers settle evenly. Sensitive components disappear from view. Sensors activate for the journey ahead. Monitoring begins before movement. Lifting waits for balance. Gravity is acknowledged. The system leaves the floor without sway, settles without impact. Locks engage, documents attach, destinations assign themselves, covers close. The system becomes anonymous. Departure is controlled, unwatched, uncelebrated. Inside the factory, nothing pauses. Another system fills the space. Elsewhere, movement continues unseen, through streets, under concrete, toward infrastructure that will never announce it. Installation mirrors discipline learned here. No testing repeats. Trust transfers. The system disappears into the city, unmarked, unnoticed. It waits, not for fire, but for the possibility of it. And if that day never comes, this system will still have succeeded, because the greatest achievement of fire safety is silence.